Welcome. Give everybody just a couple of minutes to get in and then we'll get started. Planning. I didn't say I was good at spelling. I use Grammarly because it catches a lot of stuff for me. Go ahead and change that. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So, in case you missed Sensei's video earlier, this is going to be a slight spoiler alert. Here are the 12 steps that Sensei put out to make your plans go perfectly. Most of these, I'm assuming that y'all have made it this far into the boiler room and y'all know how to plan for profitability. We've already set up pivots and straddles for this, so that one should be pretty simple to go on. Plan the trade and then trade that plan. Follow your plan. If you see, Grin, yeah, I pay for my Grammarly. Yeah, I pay for mine because the free one does not work that well. Stick to your plan. If you don't stick to your plan, you're going to let your emotions get involved, and then your plan for profitability will almost always fail. So plan your trade and then trade that plan. Small position sizes. By this point you should know one position is 0.001 BTC all the time, every time. If you use small position sizes, you will always be able to get yourself out of any situation you're in. Buy down your position, so when the market starts crashing on you, you can actually buy down your position to help you get out of your issue. I buy down my position a lot in a lot of markets, but I always end up profitable. Welcome, Alex. Position and allocate correctly for the opportunity. This one's hard for me because, like me, I'm a throw money at it type of guy. If you got a problem, I'm a throw money at it type of guy. If you're gonna, my emotional state is, if you're gonna get into it, I was taught when I was growing up, if you're gonna do it right. So when I see a new opportunity pop up, I want to throw as much money as I can at it and expect it to go the way it should go. Doesn't always happen. You can get into some of the ICOs and stuff like that that you could throw half your total budget at and lose it all in I mean, some of them just up and walk away and you lose it all. So make sure your position and allocation are correctly. Schedule your allocations and distributions. That is all under plan your trade. You need to make sure you're planning when you're going to be buying and selling. Automate this. Oh man. I automate a lot of my trading, and I still need to automate. I'm only 10% automation out of all my stuff. So my goal is to keep automating as much as I can. Modify your plan, optimize your plan, enhance the plan. My plan, I check my plans about once a week and modify every week. Some people do it daily. It doesn't take that long once you get your plan in place. You can just, like, for my once a week, I spend about an hour to modify my plans for every coin I'm trading. 1 hour total. Not that difficult. 9 through 12 are the ones I want to go over with you, because these are the important ones. At least they're the important ones to me. And we're actually going to start at the other end. Number 12, don't go alone. Don't go alone. And here's what my main thoughts on this are. You have the boiler room right here. There are 13 teacher's assistants in here right now. Axio, Bub, me, Chris, Caribbean, Dana, Joe Song, Moggy, Efterdale, RT-Bit, Silence Mining, Yoda, Z, a Wasp. You have 2 dragons, 3 master students, East Coast Crypto, Sleep and Such, 14 boiler rooms, 14 other students like yourselves. How many of these people right here are you really good friends with? We are now 1 month into this class. Some of these guys here should be really close friends. Some of these teacher's assistants I'm really close friends with. If I was like, hey, I need a quarter of a Bitcoin to do a project, the ones I'm really good friends with would be like, sure. It's trust and built up relationships. I can go to Yoda and be like, hey, is this site good? Is this coin good? And he's gonna be like, no. There's no faces on their webpage. You don't even know who you're doing business with. Why would you do business with them? I can go to Joe Song and be like, hey, I want to get into this coin to start staking it. And he's like, have you read through the Bitcoin talk page on him? It's not good. There's no developers. The master nodes don't work. They're broken. The Windows wallet's broken. And the Linux wallet keeps crashing every 3rd day. I don't think I would get into it. Making friends and having people here that you can trust, that will give you straight answers and talk with you and answer questions, is one of the major bonuses about being in this group. Yeah, Alex, networking, info sharing. I'll get to some more of it here in just a minute, but some of the other reasons are they can give you heads up on stuff. I'll get to that here in a minute, but make friends. I mean, you see me, I'm doing videos I am probably one of the most introverted people out there. I work from home. You can't see it, but my kitchen is actually right behind me. I set up a green screen so y'all can't see all that. If I'm having a lazy day, I have my little phone here that tracks how many steps I take. If I don't leave, if I just sit and work, I may take 200 steps a day. I am an extremely introverted person. So for me, the hardest part is making friends with people on the list, trying to reach out and talk to people. So make sure that you're trying. If you most people see, is it like 1 Bitcoin per friend, Crypsian? Most people will actually open up and talk to you and want to help. That's the human nature. So work on friendships, and I will show you why. Let's go to this plan. Actually, we're just going to kind of talk about all three of these all at once. Diversify, diversification, and diversified. Maintaining a balanced portfolio, and plan for the long term, and plan for change. Move that off to the side. I want the plan. Everybody here has seen my sheet on my plan. Y'all have the link to it. It's up in the spreadsheets at the pinned messages. Y'all can all see exactly what everything I'm in, everything I'm doing. My straddle trades, those are the 2 I'm in. My pivots, what coins I'm staking, the HYIPs, so Chain Group, Bitconnect, my Genesis mining contract, what coins I'm lending, and I keep an updated history in here. So you can see this week I've technically lost 5.39%. But I mean, I sold 0.065 Bitcoins to buy 2 6 TB hard drives, and I'm giving away Bitcoin in the dojo. So yes, I lost 5%, but I also sold $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, so it's whatever. But coming back to this, don't go alone. On my lending, I asked people about this. I found out from friends if it was really worth it. I double checked with other people to see which ones were good and which ones were not good. My mining, this one took about a year and a half for another friend of mine to convince me. I wish I would have got into it when he was telling me about it at the beginning. I would have made a lot more money. Now I'm just kind of putting along with it. Bitconnect Co. Bitconnect. I'm slow. I'm a slow learner on the mining and the HYIPs. You know how long I had to listen to East Coast tell me about Bitconnect before I finally got into Bitconnect? But seeing other people and talking with people, talking with some of the guys that were in my boiler room that were in Bitconnect, and it paying out all the time. Chain Group, I actually beat East Coast into Chain Group, which is surprising, but I still didn't. I did like a $30 lend on that one, and that's only because I had a couple other friends in there that were paying it. They told me about it. Staking, man, staking, none of these, all of these, I'm in with groups. Friends that I have that I've made from mine, and we go in as a group and buy. This is just my shares in the group. as a group for Bro, we have like 21,000, 8 master nodes in it. Zen, we have 63 Zen coins. Master or secure nodes comes out for them tomorrow. We are not going in alone. We can make more money if we pull for some of the staking groups. Some of these, when we're planning for the long term, like this coin right here, I'm planning for the short term because I know that in a couple months this coin's not going to be worth what it is right now. So while I'm planning for the short term on this, that makes me plan for the long term. I can't be in this coin long term. I got to get out. My pivots and my straddles, each one of those are coins that I personally like, but running my settings past other people, making sure that I got my settings correct, making sure that I know where my lines are, what my pivot margins should be if I'm straddling. And I've actually adjusted this one to 3% since doing this. I need to actually update this because this is now 50, 125. So make sure that you're actually going along for your plan long term and you're making friends. Don't go alone. You can make it, it's not worth it. You can do better, make more, get heads up on coins that are going to pay really well. Trading, I've sat in voice chat with guys at night and been like, hey, a coin just dropped on Bitrix, and we'll start trading it and make 10 positions in about 45 minutes. So, and that was friends that I made from my boiler room. Diversification, and here, I'm going to show you this one. How many know about coinmarkets.com? Just out of curiosity. Y'all can put it in the chat box. I am actually watching the chat box too. Anybody know about coinmarkets.com? This is actually a really neat exchange. Let me log in real quick. So for those of you who don't know about this, one of the things they do, let's see, stake. So right here are all the coins that they have that stake on their server. Bitcoin Age, Linda, USA Coin, 1337. So if you have these coins and you have them on their system and you've got your sell order in for 300 Satoshis higher, just in case it spikes and goes up and you can sell out, even while you have your sell order in, every day they divide up the staking shares and pay it out to people, instead of like all the other exchanges that just kind of hold the stakes for themselves. So here's another exchange that pays you just to be on their exchange. They have Ember Coin, B3, Mutual Coin, Buzz Coin. They have them all pretty much. I bought up one coin, waited for it to the stake to happen, and got a pretty nice stake from it because they're holding, let's see, 1.75 million buzz coins. You're going to get a good stake, especially if you buy up a 500,000 buzz. So look for alternative ways to diversify. Now, I wouldn't keep 20 Bitcoin on coin markets. I don't trust them that much, but I do trust them enough to hold 3 million Ember coins and get my stakes daily from it. Does that make sense? There's different ways to diversify other than just trading. My whole plan is about diversification. I don't want to be too overstrung in one area. Too overstrung's not the right word. I can't even think of the right word. I don't want to have too much in one spot. I don't want to have all my eggs in one basket. There we go. Because I want, if Genesis Mining closes down, yeah, I don't want my not to be overreached. If Genesis Mining closes down, it's not going to hurt at all if it closes down. Really, I could care less if it closes down at this point. All the rest of my stuff, my Bitconnect and chain group, all make up for it. My staking more than makes up for it. My trading, my pivots, and my straddles, they make up for anything that goes down. Does that make sense? Probably the two most important things I want y'all to take from his list of 12 is don't go alone and diversify. I have lost too much money in the crypto world because I was not diversified. And I didn't have a plan for diversification at all. None whatsoever. I would just, my whole portfolio was worth $500. I'd throw $400 in one program and then 3 days later watch the program disappear. Not a plan. That's a plan for loss. So make sure you're diversified. Maintain a balanced portfolio. I can tell you, keeping my plan balanced the way I want it is a daily task. It only takes me 1 day a week to change my straddles and pivots. Every day I come in here, update this, and move the money where I need to move it to. Because my straddles and pivots start making money. So my Bittrex account goes higher. Now it throws in, I need to move money to my mining contract or my lending and start adjusting everything around again. That way, if Bitconnect closes down, then I don't lose all my money. Look right now, I got 0.28 in Bitconnect. My total BTC value is 1.23. I have what, a fifth of my total investments on Bitconnect. That's it. I made sure my diversification's crazy. How do your trading returns using what you've learned from Sensei compared to the 0.5% to 2% daily on some hypes? Pretty good. Normally, like, this was the 1 week that was just trading. I made 17% in a week. This one I actually bought a lot of Bitcoin, about $6,000 worth of Bitcoin that week. This was just trading from this week to this week. and I actually gave 0.02 Bitcoin away, so it would have been higher. Yeah, so that should have been 40. And then this one I bought some more. So, and then I sold some this week because the price went up. So, like right now I'm down the 5% this week. Not that really, doesn't really bother me. Because my staking went from 19 to 29. I moved 10 over. HIPAAs are the same, mainly because I don't reinvest right now. Mining is the same, I just haven't bought any more. Their Bitcoin contracts are the only ones I really like, and they were pre-selling for February for Genesis Mining, and I can make more money waiting for February than I can giving them money and having them hold it till February. And then my lending account went up. I shoved over 0.05 Bitcoin to my lending account because some of those coins were going like crazy and I wanted to make a good chunk. So you can easily make... My issue with the 2% daily on the hypes is it's not really long-term stable, truthfully. I haven't looked at my Bitconnect account in a while. I know they pay out about 1%. That's not that bad, not that good. Chain group, depending on the day, there was one day that I got 0.1% from my investments, and there's a bunch of days that it's up over 2%. But they're all... What makes these two nice is that they're time limited. So you have to keep reinvesting to keep getting more. Their chain group, the ones I'm in, are 100 days and 180 days. Bitconnect is 299 days because I did $100 and that was it. So it's all about diversifying, because I've hopped in a bunch of 2 to 3% programs and they go away after 30 days, 45 days, and I still haven't recouped my money by that point. Well, 45 days I would. Most of them last 20 to 25, sometimes 30 days, and you can get most of your money back. And you just hope they make it past the 34-day mark. So like Sensei said in his video today, I consider HYIPs more of a lottery ticket. I'll throw in what I'm willing to lose. So with Bitconnect, I was willing to lose $100. We'll put that in and let it build up. I think I've got like $140, $150 in there now lending out. So I'll just keep working and building it up. Once it hits probably 4,000 or 5,000, then I'll start pulling money out. Until then, I've only got $100 in there. I don't look at it as anything more or anything less. So take that for what you will. I guess that's about it, unless y'all got questions for me. The typical returns, Gran, are really based on two things, and two things only. The first thing is how much time you're willing to put into it. The second is, I had a second, now I forgot. How much time you're willing to put into it, and the day of the market. there there's some things you cannot just change. If all the markets are going down that day, you're not going to make any profits. Just straight up. There was a 1 week last month, every day the markets were red. I made no money for a week. The next week I raked it in, and I think I ended up like, I think the week that they were all red, I lost about 7 or 8% on my account that week, I believe. But the next week I made like 22% on my account. So my goal for me, for across everything I do, everything here, when my history, I go over my history, I want to make 1% a day. That's it, 1%. Since I did the video of the daily compounding, when you got $300,000 in all your accounts and you're making 1% a day, that's $1 million a year. So I'm shooting for 1% a day, continual growth. So does that help? I know y'all are a little laggy behind me. There you go. And trust me, sometimes the 1% is hard to do, but then there'll be other days. Well, like this week I had 2.54%. This week I had 17. Most of the time I can reach that 1%, especially averaged over a week. Because there are some days, like, let's see, like you can see, I want to say this 5% isn't very good to show y'all, but last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so in 3 days, I made 4% on my account. This was a whole lot lower. I actually made up 4% of that already for the Black Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's it. No, Alex, I only do crypto. Once I hit my 300,000 and I'm making my 1% a day off of that, yes, I will be moving it into other areas. I will be getting into real estate. I do have a couple businesses that I own currently or partial owner in, so really boosting those businesses up. Real estate, land are my really two other big properties or other big things I want to get into once I hit my 300,000. So and really, as Gran said in the chat, so the big picture compared to 7% annuals in the stock market, you can do straight up Poloniex lending and make better than 7% a year. Truthfully, the other day, last week, I was doing Dogecoins, the 22 Satoshi a piece ones, the Dogecoins. I was making 2% a day on 300,000. Well, let's see, lending, yeah, 219,000 coins. I was making 2% a day on my money. So take that for what you will. 7% a year is not hard to do in crypto. I'm shooting for 7% a week. So alright, I think I'm gonna close it. we've already been going 36 minutes, and I'm hoping I've made my point enough to where y'all are gonna not go alone and diversify. So if y'all have any other questions, hit us up in the boiler room. So keep this chat going. I'll try to do another giveaway sometime between probably sometime tomorrow again. I like doing them in the in-between days when people aren't really paying attention, and I can suck people back into this room. So I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great and wonderful Wednesday evening. Bye bye.